Here we are again, starting another painting. Got a challenge to myself on this one, obviously, because I've never done this before. But we're going to paint this painting, which you can probably tell I cropped crudely painting from another picture the same day, and I'm putting them side by side. So I don't do that very often. I know it seems like it with a couple of the paintings you've already seen me do that I've done that. Skipping Rocks and then the last one, but I'm doing it. The challenging part today is this thing, which again I put together the other day. I've never done this. And, you know, one good thing about it, I think, is I'm not going to be able to use as much water as I usually do because it just run right down. So we'll see how this works. This may be an epic fail. And I apologize, you're not going to be able to see the picture. And I'm just dipping in some water here. You won't be able to see the picture that I'm looking at, but you kind of get the gist. So let's see how this works out. So I'm going to take some paint, maybe I won't do it for this whole painting. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe there's some value in one of these paintings, me doing this. I don't really know why I toned this with that warm. I know a lot of artists do, and they like to have a little warmth showing through on a day, you know, that's usually cold. They'll do it on beach scenes, and you know, some artists do it on every painting. I've not really done this, so we're probably gonna have to work. If that was white, I wouldn't work over that much more, right? And again, most of the painting is white. Just is off-white, dirty white, call it whatever you want. But we will put this down. Not worry. You know, we're going to lose the drawing, at least the basic outside shape of the drawing. But it's just there to tell us about where they are. If I've got it drawn right. Which, as you've seen, doesn't happen very often. It don't happen with me very often. Sometimes I get lucky. Main thing is that they're generally in the same spot, in the right spot. And that's, I'm going on pretty thick here. And it shows you how even white, which I would say is the most opaque color, if we call it a color. Some people argue it's not. It's all colors, I guess, and black's the absence. Who cares? Yeah, okay, that's his feet. Yink, 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 something like that. And we'll just paint. If my hand's screwing up the focus, I apologize. So I've gone over her arm, which is okay. I just don't want to lose where that's at. Let's see the tube. So that's top of her leg. That's the tube there. That's her. Yeah, okay. All right. So there's a shadow around these. This, as usual, I'll sit here and go, this one shouldn't be too complicated. Sometimes they're the most complicated. I don't know why. You'd think as long as I've been doing this, even though it's a hobby, I've done, quite a few paintings, you'd think I would know better. I think I know better. But I don't, obviously. So I've struggled already on some I didn't think would be a big deal. Before that, it's not going to matter. I was about to say before that dries, I'm going to put some blue into that. We're going to have to go over that again. This, not sure how this session's going to go because Dummy dummy me tone this. You know, and I've seen other artists do it, and I have toned a canvas before, just with a base, but not something that's this. Definitely not done on something I've just painted pretty much all white. It's just not covered well, and I guess some artists like that. I don't get it because it's a pretty cool day, and I want it to look like a cool day, not a warm day. Is there warmth in the clouds? So I guess I'll just let that dry, because if I go right now and just put more white on there, it's already, it's going to start drying. We're going to have a mess. So let's just do some blocking. I keep wanting to go down here. I'm on that step here. I put all three. I didn't put burnt sienna out, did I? Even if I don't use all these, it just makes me feel better. Makes me, don't put your brush in your mouth. Makes me feel better to have them out there. I'm definitely not going to need that much of the red anyway, or maybe even the yellow. I'm going to use a lot of black, and I don't usually use the black, but for the inner tubes, it's just kind of dumb to mix black when the tubes are obviously black and I need them to look like they're black. Won't reach. I'm probably gonna pull out pure orange, because obviously that's orange. I think, have a tube of orange that we'll start with, because yellow and red, one would think, would make orange, and it does make a shade of orange, but it vastly is different whether you use cerulean blue or ultramarine blue or cobalt or what have you. Now the phthalo and the yellow may make a really nice, phthalo's blue, that's wrong. I said cobalt, cerulean, that's all blues. What I meant to say was, if you use cadmium red light versus medium versus alizarin crimson, the reds, you'll get better shades of orange. But hey, I've got a tube of orange. I bought it for a reason. I don't use it. So I'll shut up. We're going to get a little bit of water. Remember, we can't use much water. And let's just go ahead. There's not really much places that it's true black, that it's real black. Of course, that's transparent, even though this is Mars black, which is an opaque black versus, what is it? Ivory, which is a dumb name. I'm sure there's a reason. Well, there's obviously a reason they call it ivory black. But again, I don't understand, because ivory, I think most people, I'm one of them, think that ivory is white. Oh, what? I said white, and subconsciously, and I'm not joking, subconsciously, I reached in white. Maybe that's not a bad idea. Maybe we need to take a little white and kind of implement the logic that we can always go darker. We can always go darker, and that's kind of some logic in it. I think I said that once. That's her arm. I'm looking at the picture, apologize. That's her arm, and that goes swoosh. Swoosh. And there's some shape to this jacket, which we're going to capture when we paint that jacket. I will make sure it got a nice curve. Again, even if the curve is wrong, even if the shape is wrong, it's important to do it swiftly. Swiftly is going to look better, even if the angle's wrong. Let's turn this picture upside down. Okay, and I've got my hand ready. Oh, you can see that, can't you? So what I'll do sometimes is I'll put a mark there, and put a mark there, and there, and there. And it helps me, as you can see, helps me connect those. Now, if this is black under here, so I probably should not have got that right. Well, I held my breath the whole time. Out of breath. I'm out of breath. And I honestly did. This comes, I've lost something here as I have it upside down. That's right. That's not right. This goes like that. I'm going to have to remember that. Got that drawing wrong. See, it happens. It happens. It happens. Let's get a little white. That's not too bad. Now her glove, I'm going to leave that out, even though her glove is actually darker than the tube. So we'll paint this tube several times. Now, is that your shape right? Yeah, I guess it's flattened a little. Oh, held the breath. Damn, it's worse than burpees. Let's see here. Real dark under there, which we'll have to get later. We'll have a separation between these two. I don't know how I'm going to accomplish that yet because it's not actually, this is flat here. This is like flat. It's, because I fabricated it, it's not accurate. It ain't accurate. Now this is a weird angle here for me. Let me do this. Now you see how I have to do this. Really let it brush flat. Almost to where my glasses aren't good enough to see. My eyes aren't good enough. My glasses, I guess, are fine. Can't hardly see what I'm after here. So this is Matthew's arm. This is light here. And if I have this a little out of whack, we're going to paint this and we'll go back and forth, right? So her arm, this is the top of the tube. Guy looks big. That's right though. Paint it as you see it. Don't think it. Stop thinking. Just paint. Some holding your breath stuff here. Crazy. I don't need to be upside down anymore. I can flip this. Flip that. Now that looks right. Didn't look right upside. So his is going to be dark too, and it's the same color. Golly, it's the same color as the tube. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Now I'm going to just go ahead and his arm comes, his hand's there, his arm would be here, which I did not draw in. I guess when I did this, I just saw the tube and didn't pay much attention. This arm is dark. This is all dark under here. Darker than this. There's highlights on top of here, so this is going to have form. I'm basically just, I guess what I'm getting at is I'm going to have to underpaint this and then obviously paint over again and put lighter tones. Now I don't want that to be a hard edge that I can't soften later. So I'm gonna zoom in over here. I'm gonna unplug this and let you kind of just get a visual of what I'm gonna have to do. Of course, that's darker than that. This is up, it's close, it's close. So I'm gonna just work in, basically try to cover the canvas. Get that underpaint down, because I've only got, I don't know, I got till 12:45, so I've got maybe 20 minutes, a 20-minute break. So I'm gonna go thick. I don't know if you see that. I'm sorry if you can't. Thick black. A little watery, a little watery. Oh, look at that water. It was watery, wasn't it? Droop. Got a sleeve there. This comes down to here, right in front of his face. Going to be challenging. It is going to be challenging for me to capture those expressions, but we're by golly going to get it. So he's got, I'm going to change this tone just so I kind of retain a little bit of the drawing. Where I've got the drawing anyway. So this goes behind his head, comes down like that. He's got a hood that goes like that. This arm comes out and then comes down about like that, and then his gloves there. This would be his back. Hopefully this will be kind of interesting to watch when I watch this video, to see how this happens when I'm doing a lot more looking to the left than I'm looking here, which I think is important. Sounds psychotic. I want that to be a different color. Got this boot, got pant leg there. It helps me to talk. I don't think I do that though when I'm not typing. I don't believe I do. But right now I'm sitting here thinking, well, this kind of helps, but even though I've continued to preach and not using the left side of your brain, just paint these shapes. But I'm saying this out loud because I'm trying to separate that from that. That ends. So yeah, that's about right. That's where he ends. On top of the tube. Peyton, she does have a glove there. She has a glove there, and she has a glove here, but it's really weird. This one, that one's darker than this, and this one, I'm sorry, it's about the same. This one's definitely darker than that. So I'm painting them opposite for the moment, which is dumb, I agree. But I just need to see them. Some of this is her hair, but mainly I see a hood, the back of her hood. Big brush, too big. John, you say that every time. I know I do. So let's stop with the black. Should I get a different brush? Yes, I should. Am I? Nope. Let's see. So her jacket, let me let you see her, because this is where I was blocking in. I'm going to block her in, and then his shoes and stuff. I want to cover the canvas is what I'm really trying to do. Her jacket is great. Now I could say, oh, well, that's kind of boring. Let me make it something else. But it's gray, right? It's a gray jacket. Could I make it blue or make it something? Yeah, good. But it's great. Maybe her grandma gave it to her. It means something. I don't know. I know that's far-fetched, but who am I to guess, Judge? You know, I don't know. That's too dark, which is fine, because there's some areas that are that color, that value. This will probably mix a little with that black, which is fine. I'm sorry, I know this drives y'all nuts, but I need to get the shape of this, and this is just easier. I twirl the brush, I've got her glove. Well, actually, her glove's bigger than what I did there. Quite a bit bigger. She had a big old, she must have Dad's gloves on. That's probably what happened. Probably what happened. A little, just a touch of water. I've adjusted to this thing a little bit. You're doing good, John. We're proud of you. That's not right. Let me think here. That's not right. Her arm, her shoulder comes up, over, and down, and the glove's just barely. I knew I'd get the drawing wrong with it. See how it mixes with that black. So her glove is just right there, which is fine. It's not an epic fail. I think that, well, I guess that's about right. This comes like that. We'll just call it here, even if that's wrong. Got it a little bit wrong, I think, but hey. We got this, and that's probably wet, but we're going to make an attempt here with this big brush. This goes like that, comes down, comes up, and like that, and then it's got a little spot there. Does that matter? I don't know. It's the way it is. It's the way it is. So why wouldn't I? Now she's got hair coming out and stuff. I'm trying to fix all that, which is dumb. Right there. There. Are you seeing it? Is it happening yet? Now, one thing, this, some of this thin stuff's dried, and it's so easy for me to go up there and do this, which it'll do okay. It's still not too dry, but you can pick up little pieces of dried paint, and that's no bueno. We don't want to do that. Now her pants. Would John? Let's see. Let's get some blue and let's get a little burnt sienna. Now I could pick up black. I could. But remember this. This is gonna, and this would be okay for this because her pants are really dark. Now this will darken it too, but this will, as well. And remember, black really a lot of times acts like it's blue. It thinks it's blue. I know that sounds dumb. I know it sounds dumb. There's probably places that it's that. We'll keep it on the bluer side and see what happens. There's places obviously it's dark. This is much darker than what I'm painting. Snowmobile britches. They're real bulky, right, on purpose. I needed it to be a little more opaque. I didn't need it lighter, I needed more opaque. And remember, white is opaque. This has an interesting edge. It's got that, little bumps and stuff, right? Because it's snowmobiles, bottoms or snow pants or whatever you call it. So her leg goes like this. It comes out to about there, and then comes up. And then her shoes. Got a heart. This is a little line here. That's going to separate it a little bit. I'm just putting it in there so I don't. Well, I mean, I won't forget, but it made me happy for some reason. That's darker. That tucks. That this will come down over that and cover it a little bit better. So her legs come down, goes over. This becomes lighter. This will start having form a little bit later. So for some reason, and you all probably saw, I didn't paint this. Probably because I was yapping and I didn't think about it, didn't see it. Now her stocking cap has some stuff going on, so that's okay. That is all right. Let's mix that stocking. Oh, too much water. Gosh, these brushes. Love these brushes, but gee willikers. Blue. A lot of water. Too much water. Look at that. That's garbage. Look at that. Ugh. Hurts my guts. Look, now she got it in her face. Looks like somebody hit her. What the heck? Look at this. God, it's so weird. I've noticed that as I've been cleaning this brand. What brand is that? It's golden. It's golden. Which is the same as that, but it's a little shell. It dries. These other ones don't do that. I noticed that the last couple paintings. I'm like, what the heck? The other ones are staying nice and wet, and this one dries. It's weird. Don't know. Wow, this is still transparent. That's weird. She's weird. Gonna have to hit this with a few wax, thick paint. Stocking cap does that, kind of like that. You roll the brush. Look how I'm rolling that tip out there where I want it. Little wide. Don't do that. All right. This goes. It's brush too big. Is that my problem? It is my problem. Brush is too big. Got down in her face. Are you kidding me? She doesn't deserve that. Well, dummy needs to go to a smaller brush. Dummy. All right. How much time we got? No, just a few more minutes. So I'm gonna take some burnt sienna. Look at that shell on that. That sucks. He's got some of his, well, I guess they're like Carhartt, some like Carhartt things on under, which I think is cool. We'll put some different colors on that. I guess there would be some, even though it's dark over here. Peyton has that same color here on her duck boots. So the duck boot, this needs to come down a little further. Yes, it does. Duck boot there. She also this hair is going to come out, right? It's going to come here, it's going to come there. But I got to finish this, right? I want to finish this, and then that'll go over it. We're going to get our tuba orange out. Tuba orange. Orange. It tells you how I don't ever use it. Look how thick. Oh my gosh, that may not even be usable. Look at that. Oh, so that's been years, and that is not the right color. It's more like this, maybe. Yeah, a little red in that. Better than I probably would have mixed, though. Definitely. Nice and opaque. The cadmiums really cover. They really cover. So his there. This comes down. He's got one of them ski masks on. This like that. This comes like that's almost covered his eyes and stuff. Adds to the story. That's pretty decent for now. That's all I needed of the orange for now, and I'll get some more out when we layer this. Faces, of course, are going to be quite the challenge for old Johnny boy. Well, we'll lick it.